Hey, Viking fans, this is Keith Millard, and you are listening to the One Bar and Lupicus Show. Go Vikes!
All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupicus Show. I am One Bar with Lupicus, and in this episode, we're talking about some trends, roster trends the Vikings could buck. And this is your cue to make a horse noise. Oh, Jesus. Wow, that was really good.
Thank you.
Really
Thank
good.
you. It's tempted to kick my stool here. Yeah, the Vikings, they kind of done. You can kind of always guess what they're going to do when it comes to terms of who they're going to keep and how many at certain positions. But this year might be the year they buck some of these trends. Now your turn to make the horse noise. Wow. Sound like it came from the front of the horse. Like
yeah, yours was way better. Let's get into this. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get to 3,500 subs.
Hell yeah.
So
don't forget.
Close.
Sign up Patreon. Be a Patreonite.
All right, let's do this. Roster trends they could buck. Let's start off with offensive side of the ball. Vikings keeping 3 quarterbacks. It's been a little bit since they've kept 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah, I think it was back in 2017 the last time they actually kept 3. And here's the reason: your backup this year is going to be a rookie in Kellen Mond, and yes, Jake Browning and Nate Stanley don't have a lot of experience behind that. You could say they're just as inexperienced as Mond, but Browning's been around. He's kind of got the front edge over Stanley here. He's been in this offense now for 2 years. I know it's a little bit different with the new coordinator, but I'm going to guess all the same terminology is going to carry over. He could be the guy they want to just keep around as an insurance policy, wear the headset, maybe point some things out to Mon that he's not seen if he was ever forced into action. So I think this could be the year they actually do keep 3.
Yeah, and it could just be as simple as they don't want to put Mond out there under any circumstance. They just want to keep him on the sidelines. They don't want to crush his spirits if he goes out there and plays like an actual rookie like a lot of them do. And Jake Browning, who knows? Maybe he's already turning some heads. Maybe he will actually earn that second spot. We'll see.
Well, the other thing, too, I mean, maybe they think he's a guy who you try to get to the practice squad will get sniped by another team. So maybe they want to protect him that way, too.
All right, next roster trend they could buck, just keeping an absolute shit ton of cornerbacks this year. Last year, I think they were a little scrawny when it got down to the 53. I think they kept 6, and we all know how that panned out.
Well, and what kind of makes you think this might happen is just all the guys they signed. I mean, you already had Jeff Gladney, who it sounds like he's going to play. I don't know, Cam Dancer coming back. You bring in Mackenzie Alexander, Bashad Breeland, Ty Smith. I mean, this team just went nuts. They got there's about 8-9 guys that could make the roster, and Mike Zimmer loves his cornerbacks, can never quite have enough. We were putting guys out there who were complete turds. Looking at you, Chris Jones. Yeah, I'm still feeling it. This year, they want to make sure it doesn't happen. They're going to make sure they have plenty of depth at the position because Mike Zimmer really, really values the cornerback spot.
Yeah, it's going to be if they opt to keep 6, it's going to be very interesting which ones they get rid of because they got some good ones.
I think I forgot to mention Patrick Peterson.
Yeah, Perry Nickerson, the speedster, that guy's been around. So there's some guys, Harrison Hand, we know who they got. And let's keep at least 7 of these things. Let's maybe even keep 8. Let's get nutty. Let's have the depth there. Let's not get, as the Sandlot movie says, into a pickle like we were last year.
Yeah, I just think the way they were bringing these guys in, and these are guys that, there was already depth when they signed some of these. So they must have been telling these guys that they're going to do something here. Otherwise, why would they even bother signing here?
All right, next up, rookie. Definitely a trend the Vikings like to do is they like to just ease guys in on the offensive line, whether they're good or not. They're going to go ahead and just throw Wyatt Davis out there day one.
Yeah, they like to go put the veteran out. Even if the veteran sucks. We've seen it last year with Pat Elflein. We all thought Drew Samia was going to be the shit. Drew Samia was shit, not the shit. He was shit. So they were right on this one. I think this is your Wyatt Davis. I think he's going to win this thing early in camp. I think the Dakota Dozier days are going to be soon forgotten, and the Wyatt Davis era will begin. Vikings doing something a little bit different, which they've already spoken to, kind of changing it up with what we saw him do in the draft this year. So I think that trend's going to carry over to the actual season.
Yeah, even Ezra Cleveland. I mean, it took him a while to get out there.
You're right. It did.
So they're going to do it. Wyatt's going to be our savior. Next up, final one. The Vikings will keep at least 2 undrafted free agents on the 53-man roster.
Yeah, we're talking the initial projection. We see them, they always do put the undrafted guys out there at some point in the season, but last year they only kept 1, Dan Chesina. We all know how that panned out. Not super great. But this year, you look at it, and obviously you look at the kicker position. I think Riley Patterson's got just as good a shot as Greg Joseph to make this team. I really think that's going to be a 50-50 battle. I think Joseph has a ton of experience in recent years, hasn't kicked a field goal since 2018. I think he hit an extra point in 2019. So it's been a long time for him. So no way is he a shoe-in. So, and you got another position you think might be open when it comes to an undrafted rookie making the team?
Absolutely. I think wide receiver is going to be on the table. They could get overly nutty and keep 2 undrafted free agents, Blake Prohl, Whop Fillier, my man, those guys. And then also my real man, Tough Moreland, linebacker. He's going to shock the world. Tough Moreland, baby.
He's not going to shock the world.
I
think Myron Mitchell. I like Myron Mitchell too. I think the Vikings got 3 really good undrafted wide receivers. To me, that's the position to watch when it comes to a surprising roster make by one of these young guys.
Yeah, they wasted no time after the draft bringing those guys in, and they brought in some dandies. So if you're Dan Chisena, KJ Osborne, even BC Johnson, you should be shitting in your pants.
Why don't they just go to the toilet?
Couldn't help themselves. Those are our roster trends they could buck. Let us know down in the comments what you think they might do. Get a little nutty, maybe keep 2 punters.
Oh my God, that would be insane. Absolutely insane. Remember this: stars will eat planets.